At 17, she was a world champion. By 19, she missed weight and got tossed out by the promotion like yesterday's trash. When this Swedish girl, stripped of everything and fueled by pure anger, steps back into the MMA cage, the entire women's division has to answer one question. How do you stop someone who has nothing left to lose?
Those body shots. Sundell in the ring.
This isn't a Hollywood movie. It's the blood-soaked reality of Nordic combat sports prodigy Smilla Sundell. When she was a kid, her parents put her in karate just for self-defense. It didn't teach her how to drop someone in the pocket, but it gave her rock-solid defensive footwork. When she was 12, her family moved to Thailand. A random walk down the street led her to watch a real, raw Muay Thai fight live. No pads, fists wrapped in hemp rope busting a guy's eyebrow wide open. From that day on, she never looked back.
That's it.
But watching people fight is one thing, stepping in there yourself is another. The first time she pushed open the doors of a rundown gym in Pattaya, it was packed with sun-baked, jacked male fighters. For a Nordic girl terrified of even talking to strangers, the place was an absolute nightmare. The coach threw her a pair of gloves and told her to hit the pads. She stood there, completely frozen. Not wanting to humiliate herself, she literally pushed her younger sister forward to be the guinea pig. She had to hide behind a heavy bag, staring at her sister, making sure nobody was laughing before she dared to take her first step.
Look at this work rate by both women.
At 15, her family decided to move back home. She had two choices: buy a ticket home or stay in Pattaya alone and fight. She chose to stay. She'd walk back to her cheap rental at night alone, dragging her bruised legs. On the early underground Thai circuit, promoters couldn't find girls in her weight class, so they just threw her straight into the men's division. This wasn't some exhibition match. Standing across from her was a full-grown Thai male fighter, Bangsak Sitfolek. Everyone was waiting for the Nordic girl to break. The result? Before the first round was even over, Smilla walked straight through the guy's heavy shots, closed the distance, and landed a vicious body strike that folded a grown man in half, ending the fight on the spot.
The way she's able to control, like that. Wow, right.
But that didn't mean she got out of the underground scene unscathed. In her early bouts, she still suffered 5 absolutely soul-crushing physical beatdowns. In one of those fights, she faced a Thai veteran with over 100 bouts. The veteran didn't even bother boxing her. She just relentlessly chopped at Smilla's inner thigh with low kicks. Before the first round ended, Smilla's leg was so swollen she could barely stand. Once dragged into close range, the veteran drove a knee straight into her ribs, knocking her out cold on the spot. She endured those kinds of losses in her first few years. Every time she got broken down in the ring, she'd go back to an empty room with a busted lip. With no money for a physical therapist, she'd just press a plastic bag full of ice against her face in too much pain to sleep. But out of those 5 losses, that veteran's knee completely changed how she understood the fight game. That breath-stealing strike taught her the most vital lesson. In this sport, if you hide on the outside, you just suffer death by 1,000 cuts. Biting down on your mouthpiece, walking through the fire, and fighting on the inside is the only way to survive. She completely rewired her style. She stopped backing up. Using her long frame, she proactively crashed into the most dangerous range, the clinch. When opponents tried to create space to box, she'd lock her hands around their necks, dump her entire body weight on them, and use her knees to systematically crush their breathing. This grueling, energy-draining tactic became her signature weapon. Riding this reckless style, she smashed her way into One Championship Asia's biggest martial arts promotion and took home the world title. But reality was about to serve her a harsh lesson. As she grew older and her frame filled out, weight cutting turned into pure physical torture. May 2024, the day before her title defense, she had to drain herself to make the straw weight limit. Trying to squeeze the last drop of water out of her body, she suffered on the treadmill in a sauna suit, so dehydrated that swallowing her own spit felt like swallowing glass. But when she dragged her wobbly legs Onto the scale, the number still flashed 1.5 pounds over. No room for negotiation. Right in front of all the media, the promotion stripped her of her world title, carrying the crushing pressure of losing her belt and a severely depleted body. She made the walk to the ring. Her opponent was Natalia Dyachkova, a Russian veteran with over 30 fights. Right out of the gate, Dyachkova's jab accurately snapped Smilla's head back. Smilla's footwork was floaty. She was completely out of rhythm. The Russian smelled blood. A vicious flurry of heavy hands blurred Smilla's vision, instantly followed by a sickening spinning back kick right to the ribs. Smilla folded onto the canvas, her vision going black.
Smilla puts that vice line.
The arena went dead silent. Everyone thought the kid who just lost her belt and got rocked was completely done for. But when she pushed herself off the canvas, there was zero panic in her eyes. Round 2. Fueled by the screams of her family, she completely abandoned defense and retreated no more. She walked straight through the Russians' counters, charged in like a maniac, and trapped her opponent in the corner of the ropes. No backing down, no feeling out process. She turned the machine back on, locking up the neck, driving relentless knees deep into the body and dropping elbows like daggers.
Those body shots. Sundell.
In just 2 minutes, she literally sucked the oxygen right out of her opponent, forcing a brutal TKO. She won the fight in the most violent way possible, but that belt wasn't coming back. In the post-fight interview, with red, teary eyes, she admitted that losing her title over weight broke her heart. But that wasn't even the worst part. 3 months later, One Championship dropped an internal release list. Smilla's name was on it. The official reason was brutally simple. She missed weight and lost the belt. No farewell fight. No PR statement. The same promotion that used her photos to sell out arenas and built her into a star threw her out the door like yesterday's trash. At 15, she stayed in Thailand alone. At 19, she was abandoned by the entire industry, left with absolutely nothing all over again. Now, Smilla Sundell has no choice but to pivot and step into the MMA octagon. The face of the girl who used to hide behind her little sister is now splattered with the blood of her opponents.
Round kick from Diandra, overhand.
She has no corporate protection anymore, just pure combat instinct. She can easily tear through the opponents in front of her right now, but the cruelty of this business is that the higher you climb, the deadlier it gets. When the day comes that she runs into a veteran who truly wants to end her, when she's backed against the cage with nowhere to go, will she walk out alive? Or will she just become another forgotten name in the octagon?